And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. This is a directed network, and I'm net control. If at any time during this net, should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our QSO-VLOG network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the loudest, fullest sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the QSO-VLOG network with the phrase, "If you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout." And today we're currently featuring over 1,800 QSO-VLOG Aircheck recordings. Our mission statement for the network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia, trying to get the best copy out of our 100-watt friends. Now the audio from these 4 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also in this selector is our local receiver audio. And today, our local receiver is running 3 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed at 0 degrees, one aimed at 90 degrees, and the number 3 loop is aimed at 134 degrees. In addition, 2 of these loops can be rotated. Also today on the transmit side, we'll be running our no SWR specially oriented dipole antenna. One leg of this dipole is broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg is broadside to Miami, Florida. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. Also today, we'll be running our input source indicator, so when we switch from an Internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube QSO-VLOG video. And as we come together for another Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today, that all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations QSA-5 to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. During this time of pandemic that has challenged us all, We pray that you'll protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history, with dark clouds all around, we pray that you'll reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters. And through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord. And God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this is an area of the band where we have many nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our QSO-VLOG net to maintain their bandpass at no wider than 100 to 2900. Again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. And now let's check in and see if Charlie, K1GZL, is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Yes, please. Got a copy? Yes, Jim. Beautiful copy. And over on 9 direct. Direct, of course, I don't have an SWR capability on reception. Right now, light rain is falling at about 67 degrees, and the leaves are about 20-25% change, and it's going to be at full color here probably around the 28th to the 1st of October. Of course, we're up here just a little bit over 2,000 feet above sea level on the Canadian border. I do have Captain Mike on here, recorded not too long ago, a number of days. I don't remember how many. And see how you copy. KC9VKV, K1GZNL.
Roger, Charlie. Milford is giving us a 15 over. Roger, Roger.
Milford is giving us a 15 over. Roger, Roger.
Okay, I'm glad Milford is in operation there. Okay, here's Captain Mike at 37,000 feet, and this was on 40 meters. I picked him up just a little south of Toledo in northwest Ohio. Earlier, I had worked him on 20, but here he is on 40.
You were on 20, but good, solid 100%. We were just over 4 wings. Right now, we're looks like we're nearest town here is about 40 miles south of Toledo, Ohio. There, about 40 miles south of Toledo, and we're at 37,000 right now with not much of a tailwind, about 483 knots across the ground, and we're still estimating Philadelphia there at 45 after 145, but good copy on you there, Charlie. We're minus 49 degrees up here, over.
Okay.
Good copy. And I guess, Charlie, do you have other radios that you ever use, or do you just strictly now only use the 7300? Down low. That's, you know, you got to trust the equipment, so it's nice to do it every once in a while, just so, you know, I haven't done it on this aircraft at all, so I'd just like to go ahead and run it through one time, just to, you know, we have winter coming around here in the next few months, so, you know, the weather can drop down into Philadelphia there, and so actually could use it, but usually we don't get the chance to practice these except in the simulator. But anyway, we definitely want to try it out.
Okay, there we are. That was a bit too
It
long.
won't be long before you start seeing some weather. We finally got some much needed rain out there in southwest Virginia.
Okay, and that was Captain Mike. Right at the end there, I think he was on the ground on the tarmac in Philadelphia. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Roger, Charlie. Now, are you using 20 meters or 40 meters?
Now, are you using 20 meters or 40 meters?
Now, that was 40. I had just switched over from 20. I still have this darn line noise on 20 meters. Now, he was copying me stronger on 20 than he was on 40. For one thing, I'm on his track from Sacramento, of course, the capital of California, north and east of San Francisco, straight across central Nebraska, and toward the East Coast, heading toward Philadelphia. He's more in front of my 20, but when I go over to the 40, which I recorded what you heard on 40, he becomes more in front of...
Frequencies in use, please.
Antenna.
Frequencies in use, please.
Ohio, and heads toward...
Right, why do they do that?
Pennsylvania, then he descends.
Frequency in use.
To the
Frequency in use.
Philadelphia. Jim, go ahead.
Roger, Charlie. Well, we have some inconsiderate folks. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing, but they're doing it anyway. Charlie, I appreciate your transmissions and your pilot there. He does a beautiful job of communication, and I'm assuming that that's the record function on the 7300. Is that a Roger?
On the 7300, is that a Roger?
Well, the 7300 was never designed to put out recordings over the air. It was not designed to do so. However, it was designed. They had a card with the 7300 for hearing it in the shack. But Jim, WA3FET, who got his 7300 a year before I did, and I guess he got his about 4 years ago, he said, well, this has got to stop. There must be some way to do it, and he experimented around, and with a simple cassette recorder, he got it working so well. I was impressed, having just gotten a 7300, and he says, well, Charlie, I'm going to work on this and see if I can get it to work. And he had a friend that had a 7300, and one thing led to another. He got it working so well, so utterly well. He said, Charlie, would you like me to fix it up so your 7300 will do it? And then the rest is history. The rest is history. By the way, your signal is terrific.
Beautiful job of communication. And I'm assuming that that's the record function on the 7300. Is that a Roger?
Okay. Okay, Jim, look, I'll let you go. And we'll catch you hopefully next week. Hopefully next week. Of course, I've had a valve replacement. I had an aorta stenosis, which was the valve was not working properly, and I was only getting 15 or 20% of my blood coming back into the heart. So by injecting it up my legs in the veins, they did up both legs, I understand. They seem to have corrected it, and I've gained back most of my strength and feel much better. So we've been off a little bit here off the air during that procedure, which was down in West Roxbury, Massachusetts, about 20 miles west of Portland at the Veterans Administration Hospital there. So back over to you, Jim, and we'll try to catch you next week. KC9VK, my voice is a little loud, please forgive me. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. Well, listen, I'm praying for your health, sir, and hopefully you'll be with us next Friday, 73 for now, and we'll catch you next Friday, Roger.
For now, and we'll catch you next Friday, Roger.
Roger, Jim. Beautiful copy here. Beautiful copy as we are now, of course, into fall. KC9VKV, K1GZL. We are clear. Just terrific copy here.
Roger, Roger, Charlie, 73, sir. You have a good afternoon. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. My name is Jim, Juliet India Mike, known in some circles as Dr. VKV, and we record now live till 5 on this frequency, and mainly if you have a radio that you want to check out, give us a shout. We're listening.
Want to check out? Give us a shout. We're listening. Delta Kilo
Alpha Charlie 3, Lima Zulu.
Alpha Charlie 3 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Roger, it's Alpha Charlie 3, Lima Zulu, London, Zanzibar.
Roger, London, Zanzibar. What's the name there?
Roger, London, Zanzibar. What's the name there?
Roger, name is Fred, Foxtrot, Romeo, Echo Delta, and I'm in Delta Echo, Delaware. Roger.
Roger, and Fred, what radio are you running today, sir?
Fred, what radio are you running today, sir?
Okay, we got a Kenwood TS890, and microphone is it's an older version of the Heil headset. It's Heil. It's got the HC5 element, which is I think a little less broadband. It's more punchy where you need it to be, around 2.5. Roger?
Roger that. Well, you know, the thing we recommend is to take that mic boom out just as far as you can go, and at the last minute make that 90 degree. Get it out in front as far as it'll go, and then make that 90 degree. Roger?
As far as it'll go, and then make that 90 degree. Roger?
Absolutely. I've listened to you a million times, and that's how I have it set. And I have my processor at 30. Close to two-thirds on the ALC. So you've taught me.
Roger, Fred. Well, I was just running around the band there, my SDRs, and they are 12 over from Rochester, New York, down to Georgia. Roger?
Rochester, New York, down to Georgia. Roger?
Oh, Roger, very good. I got you not quite as well, about a 5. I'm going to say about a 3.5. It's just I'm running a full wave delta loop, and it's pointed towards Europe because I mostly contest. And it is Omni because it's only about 6 feet off the ground, so I have some nulls, and usually where your location, Kentucky, can be, sometimes I can get people a little light. Over.
Roger that, Roger that. Well, we try. Well, all you can do, you know, Mother Nature is the actual one that decides where things go, and so you know, we just go by her inspiration. I mean, you know, it's not nice to mess with Mother Nature, Roger.
It's not nice to mess with Mother Nature, Roger.
Oh, I remember that commercial. I think it was Parquet Margarine. So anyway, glad to talk to you, Jim, finally. It's been a while. I tried to get on, I think it was a year ago, and you had a QRMer, pardon my expression, from hell. He was a real jerk, and I think I just shut the radio down. So anyway, thanks, and take care, and keep doing what you're doing, and have a great weekend, my friend. That's Kilo Charlie V, Kilo Charlie V, Victor Kilo Victor. This is Alpha Charlie 3, Lima Zulu.
Roger, Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. But Fred, let me say 73. Your dynamic range is 3 dB. Your audio is a lot of mids, not much bottom, but it does cut. So there you go. Let me say 3 to you, sir, and you have a great afternoon. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Romeo Echo Zulu.
Romeo Echo Zulu station. Give me phonetically slowly, please.
Give me phonetically slowly, please.
Kilo Juliet 4, Romeo Echo Zulu. Jim, this is Floyd in South Carolina. I spoke to you last week. You weren't doing this type of radio work. We were just ragged you, and there was another guy in there. I think we were talking about politics, and I had told you that I bought a new radio, the 7300. So I was waiting for this week for you to get back in and do what you do to make sure everything's sounding good.
Yes, sir. Well, dynamic range looks good, so I'm assuming your compressor's in line at a 3, and you've gone to your ALC with a mic gain in hand, and as you spoke fairly rapidly, adjusted that for mid-scale to 2/3, Roger?
Adjusted that for mid-scale to 2/3, Roger?
Yeah, I did the usual, but I'm only at, and I'm on the 7300 with the stock mic. I've only got the compression at a 2.
Yeah, it could stand a 3. You won't hear it at a 3, and we need that to kind of. What it does is buffer the signal. It doesn't really, suck it up to 0 level, but it just buffers your peaks just a little bit. So, if you could, you'd never hear it at a 3, Roger.
You'd never hear it at a 3, Roger. Roger.
Okay, well, while you were talking, I went ahead and bumped it up to a 3. Now, I do have the mic gain at 75.
Roger. Well, just, consult your ALC. You want your ALC running mid-scale to 2/3, Roger.
Your ALC running mid-scale to 2/3, Roger.
Roger. That's about where it's at, about 3/4 of the way. So, as long as you tell me I'm sounding good, I'm happy.
Yes, sir, you are. And, 3 dB is about it, I think, personally, as far as fattening the audio, because when you get past a 3 dB dynamic range and start headed down towards 2 and 1, you start to get, the words start to get blurry, and so you actually start defeating the purpose of, trying to communicate from here to there, Roger.
Trying to communicate from here to there, Roger.
Roger. Yeah, the other night, when I spoke to you last week when I just got this radio, but like I said, you were in a conversation, we were all just rag-doing for a little while. We weren't doing this kind of work, if you know what I'm saying. And you had just said your audio sounds really good. And that's about where I just now said it since I'm talking to you. And since then, I was on 80 meters a couple nights ago, and they had me turn everything down, mic gain down to like 20%, turn my compression off, and then they said it sounded good. And I thought that was really odd. I'm thinking maybe they were just messing with me.
Roger, could be some folks are purists, they wouldn't have any processing at all and run that way with very staunch non-process folks. Now, I did notice your dynamic range looked to be maybe a little hotter than 3 dB. So I double check your ALC and make sure that you're within that mid-scale to 2/3 range, Roger.
Scale to 2/3 range, Roger.
All right, well, what I did, I just went ahead and turned the mic gain down from 75% to 63. How is that? KJ4REZ.
Roger. Well, the best way to do it is to, maintain contact with your ALC. The ALC in your radio is the Bible. I mean, you can run that, your microphone gain 100%, 20%, whatever. It just depends on what that reaction has on your ALC. So whatever it takes to make that ALC run between mid-scale and 2/3 is what you want. You don't want to exceed that 2/3 because then you start to exceed the 3 dB dynamic range and you start to get blurry, Roger.
Dynamic range and you start to get blurry, Roger.
Roger. Oh yeah. All right, I didn't have the LC up in the menu. Now I do. And let me turn it down a little bit. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. If I don't talk too loud, it's about 3/4 of the way.
Yeah, that looks a lot better. I'm looking at your audio on a VU meter, and I can tell by the way the VU meter hangs as to what the dynamic range is, because if, a normal unprocessed audio, the VU meter moves, from -10 to 0 constantly. The more you fatten that signal, the less excursions towards the low side that VU meter makes, Roger.
Excursions towards the low side that VU meter makes, Roger.
Roger. I went ahead and turned it down a little bit more, and now it's peaking about 3/4 of the way.
Yes, sir. That's exactly where you need to be. That's what I was looking for, Roger.
That's exactly where you need to be. That's what I was looking for, Roger.
All right, good deal. All right, Jim. Somebody else is coming in there in between our transmissions, so I'll go ahead and step out, and I'll sit on the side, and thank you again for picking me up, partner. And I'll catch you down the log a little bit later. KJ4REZ73.
Roger, Floyd, where are you located, sir?
24ZZ Echo.
Roger, Floyd, where are you located, sir?
I'm in upstate South Carolina, not too far from the North Carolina state line.
Roger, Roger. Thank you, Floyd. And like I say, you're sounding beautiful now. Get the roller tape and tape it all down. 73, sir. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. My name is Jim, Juliet India Mike. And if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Mike, and if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Whiskey 0, Quebec, India, W02I, afternoon late night radio.
Quebec Zulu station, come back slowly phonetically with the call sign.
Zulu station, come back slowly phonetically with the call sign.
That was Whiskey 0, Quebec, India, Whiskey 0, Queen, Italy, on afternoon late night radio from northern Kentucky.
From Kentucky. Well, gosh, what's the name and where are you located, sir?
Kentucky. Well, gosh, what's the name and where are you located, sir?
Hi, Jim. The name is Greg, Golf Romeo Echo Golf. We've talked many times on 2 meters on the 7-9 repeater QSL.
Roger that, roger that. Well, where are you located?
Where are you located?
I'm in Independence, Kentucky. Independence, Kentucky, that's northern Kentucky.
Roger, roger. And Greg, what radio are you running, sir?
Roger, roger. And Greg, what radio are you running, sir?
Oh, this currently is the Kenwood 570. The Kenwood 570. I'm trying it out, testing it. Does it sound all right?
Sounds pretty good. Now, I want you to help me. I just got my vertical antenna up, and right now I'm using Milford, PA to copy the mail, so I want to switch over to my local receiver. If you would give me about 10 to 15 seconds and tell me all about your antenna system, I would appreciate that, sir.
About your antenna system, I would appreciate that, sir.
Very good, Jim. To provide you that information. So this is Whiskey 0, Quebec, India, standing by for the master VKV.
Roger, well, I still have a better copy on the Georgia SDR. I do believe there. It's strange how Mother Nature distributes the signal, you know what I mean?
It's strange how Mother Nature distributes the signal, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir, I sure do. I want to thank you for coming back. Jim, all I wanted to really do is stop by, say hello, because we have evening QSOs many times on late night radio in northern Kentucky on 7-9 QSL.
Now it gets, of course, Cincinnati. Why didn't you say Cincinnati?
Of course, Cincinnati. Why didn't you say Cincinnati?
Those are bad words to a Kentuckian there, Jim.
Not at all, not at all. Now, Greg is up in Cincy, and we're down in Louisville, and when conditions get just right, we talk together. He is part of the no-name network down there on 790 repeater, and so it's, I guess it's about 110 miles, would you say, Greg, somewhere in there?
110 miles, would you say, Greg, somewhere in there?
Yes, sir, just about that, and just good to hear you. I don't really want you to dissect me, and there are other guys that really want to get in here, but I stumbled upon you when I was tuning this radio, and I said, I got to say hi to my buddy Jim.
Roger, Greg. Well, we could do a little setup if you would like, sir. It starts with the radio. What radio you're running this afternoon?
The radio. What radio you're running this afternoon?
Jim, this is a Kenwood 570, on the stock handheld mic. It is driving an Elecraft KPA 500. The KPA 500 QSL.
Roger that. Well, our generic tune-up procedure starts with engaging your compressor at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does exactly what we need it to do. So if you would be interested in fattening that radio up just a tad, it would start with that compressor engaged at a 3. Roger.
It would start with that compressor engaged at a 3. Roger.
Okay, compressor's on, and it looks to be at a 3. Well, I'm over-compressing it looks like.
Well, just put it at a 3 right now, and I do mean a 3 out of 10. Have to be so precise these days. A 30 out of 100, a 3 out of 10. Roger.
Precise these days. A 30 out of 100, a 3 out of 10. Roger.
Roger. Should be a 3 now if you copy.
Yes, sir. Now move to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, so you can see what the meter's actually doing. We want that meter to be reading mid-scale to 2/3 by way of mic gain manipulation. Mid-scale to 2/3 on the ALC meter by way of adjusting the mic gain control as you speak rapidly, so to speak.
Adjusting the mic gain control as you speak rapidly, so to speak.
All right, and I'll speak slower. Whiskey 0, Quebec, India. Whiskey 0, Quebec, India, testing.
Roger. Yes, sometimes you just have to increase your cadence so that meter stays up so you can read it better. You know, if you just do word for word, the meter never has a chance to actually come up, so it's really hard to adjust it. But if you bring your word tempo up, the meter stays up and you can adjust it real easy with the mic gain control, Roger.
It stays up and you can adjust it real easy with the mic gain control, Roger.
Roger. Stand by. I'm getting...
Roger, Greg, you still there?
Roger, Greg, you still there?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the proper control here. As I said, I just picked up this radio, Jim. I'm still learning this thing. That's why I'm going to... Why don't you go ahead and get some more people, Jim, and we'll chat later, and then I can figure out what... All my menu, because this is a whole new menu. I usually use an icon.
Roger, I understand. Well, just take note to self there. After you get your compressor engaged at a 3, go to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you speak rapidly, get that mic gain to where the ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3. You're 90% there. The rest is EQ, and your EQ does sound good as it stands, Roger.
And your EQ does sound good as it stands, Roger.
Jim, do you copy me now? I'm on a different rig. QSL.
Roger. You have the same power output as the other one?
Roger. You have the same power output as the other one?
Nick, this is barefoot only.
Roger, when I just moved to Milford, you sound okay on Milford. What radio is this one?
Just moved to Milford, you sound okay on Milford. What radio is this one?
This is the 7300. The 7300, again, barefoot, into a horizontal loop, QSL.
Roger. Well, I'm copying you up in Pennsylvania now, and it looks good. I would, again, double check to be sure the compressor's engaged at a 3, and your ALC is mid-scale to 2/3 by way of mic gain control. Roger.
Mid-scale to 2/3 by way of mic gain control. Roger.
Roger, roger, stand by.
Roger, Roger. Well, it looks good, as we speak, Roger.
Roger, Roger. Well, it looks good, as we speak, Roger.
Now, Greg is deep within the bowels of the 7300. He's got his screwdriver and his pair of pliers madly at work.
Madly at work.
Good to hear you on HF, and we'll do it again. All right, brother?
Roger, Roger, Greg. 73 up that way, sir, and we'll chat on the 5. What was that frequency? We'll chat on the on your repeater up there, Roger.
We'll chat on your repeater up there, Roger.
146.79, 146.79, PL 123.0.
Roger, I know all that. I've got that locked away somewhere. Good to talk at you, Grave.
Somewhere. Good to talk at you, Grave.
Yeah, it's been fun. Hey, and we'll do it again. Take care, brother. Get some of these guys straightened out. I'm unhelpable. 73 W0QI.
Roger, Roger, Greg. 73, sir. Have a great afternoon. Beautiful weekend. And this is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Uniform 9 Foxtrot is 0.
November.
There's a Foxtrot station out there. Foxtrot station, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign, please.
Station, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign, please.
Whiskey Uniform 9 Foxtrot.
Whiskey Uniform 9 Foxtrot. Roger, what's the name?
Whiskey Unite.
Whiskey Uniform 9 Foxtrot. Roger, what's the name?
The name is Joe, Juliet Oscar Echo.
Roger, Joe. Whereabouts are you located, sir?
Roger, Joe. Whereabouts are you located, sir?
I'm on the north side of Nashville, Tennessee.
Roger, Roger, Joe. And what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger, Roger, Joe. And what radio are you running today, sir?
This one is my IC 7300.
Roger that. Well, Joe, if you'll give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, I'll give you a listen and see what we need to do, Roger.
Tell me about your antenna system, I'll give you a listen and see what we need to do, Roger.
Thank you very much. I'm running a Hustler 5B and have not gotten a lot of reports back on foot and have not gotten a lot of reports back on this rig. I've just got the radio just recently and just wanted to see what it sounds like.
Roger, sounds pretty good. I might double check to be sure that we're in our proper setup mode. We want the compressor engaged at a 3. Compressor on and engaged at a 3. It's a token amount. Never hear it on the air, but it does what we need it to do, Roger.
Amount. Hear it on the air, but it does what we need it to do, Roger.
QSL, I appreciate that. I can do that while somebody else is dealing with you. Give them an opportunity also.
If you know, do you know where that is, how to get to that? It's real simple. You could get to that pretty quick, Roger.
To get to that, it's real simple. You could get to that pretty quick, Roger.
QSL, I'm not sure how to get to it on this radio. I haven't got that far into it yet.
Yes, sir. Okay, let me give you a couple of notes then, and then you can do that. It's really simple. Number 1, get your compressor on and adjust it to a 3. And processor on and add a 3, Roger?
Compressor processor on and add a 3, Roger?
Roger, that'll be pretty good.
All right, then move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is reading mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 ALC meter by way of mic gain manipulation. Roger?
2/3 ALC meter by way of mic gain manipulation. Roger?
Roger, I appreciate that very much.
Roger, roger. Then it's a matter of EQ, and you're running the stock hand mic, is that a Roger?
EQ, and you're running the stock hand mic, is that a Roger?
Yes, it's the stock hand mic.
Okay, want to work that stock hand mic to the corner of your lips. Do not talk directly into it. Pull it to the corner of your lips and talk across it. You'll avoid a lot of mouth noises if you work it that way. Roger?
Avoid a lot of mouth noises if you work it that way. Roger?
Roger, more like this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then on the EQ page, we want to be +3, +3, and on the treble, +3 treble. EQ and plus or minus 0 on the bass, and neither cut nor boost, just flat on your bass adjustment. Roger?
Cut nor boost, just flat on your bass adjustment. Roger?
Joe, you still have a copy, sir?
Joe, you still have a copy, sir?
Well, I think those gypsies have stolen Joe. This is KC9VKV WU9F. You still there?
KC9VKV WU9F. You still there?
You turned down his power by mistake.
Roger, or the gypsies got him. Whichever came first, I'm not real sure.
Roger, or the gypsies got him. Whichever came first, I'm not real sure. Is this the audio net?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. Who we got there?
This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. Who we got there?
You got Jay on this end, Jim. We've spoken several times before, and you helped me set up my 7300. About almost 2 years ago, I guess by now. He may have turned, that's on his operation, of what's going out. So he may be sitting there saying, hey, hello, and not going anywhere.
Roger, hard to say. Jay, where are you located, sir?
I'm in north central Missouri there, Roger.
Oh, roger that. And let's see here. What radio are you running, Jay?
I'm on the 7300, Jim.
Alrighty. Let me. Why don't you give me a little bit about your antenna system and let me hear that radio, Roger?
Alrighty, we're on an 8020. It's a long wire, and in-fit. It's a long wire, and an amplifier also. So we're running right close to KW back your way. And that should give you enough information there to kind of home in on me there, Roger?
Roger, Jay, man. I even got to go on my local antenna. I've got just finished my local antenna system. I've got 3 loops, a vertical and a horizontal on a 6-position rotary switch, and I've been waiting to have a good signal in here to be able to look at those, and I wound up back on the dipole antenna. But just to double check now, that 7300, you've got your mic compressor on, Roger, at a 3?
Yeah, right now I've got it set at 3, and
We've got the SDR is where it's supposed to be. I'm up at the top of the red, so I'm not floating over that right now. But there again, I'm running 90% on the mic gain, so I guess I could put it up to 100%, but I've always always thought that would overdrive things. But that's where we are on that. There, Roger.
Roger, well, somebody's got to be tuning up always. This is frequencies in use. Please do not tune up on an active frequency. My goodness gracious. You're looking good there, Jay. Your signal looks to be about 3 dB dynamic range, which is exactly what we want to do. The mic, you're using the hand mic, is that it, Roger?
No, I'm using a PR781, Jim. It's a boom mic, one of the Heil products. There, Roger.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Do you know how to get to your EQ page on that 7300?
Oh yeah.
All right, let's go to the EQ page and tell me what you got there. Tell me what your bass and treble adjustments are on the EQ page of that 7300.
Well, I've got my bass set at 0, and my treble is on 1. Now, Roger?
Yes, sir. Take that on up to a 4. Take that treble boost on up to a 4. That will help your articulation a bunch. Put it on a 4 and let me listen to you, sir.
All righty. How's that sound? Does that sound any more fidelic on your end?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You have achieved near perfection. That helps the articulation so much, that boost, because articulation happens in the upper registers of the audio spectrum, and so by doing that you are bringing those articulation aspects up, so it's a lot easier to hear what you're saying, and it'd be more important the worse your transmission is, the worse conditions you find yourself in, the more advantage the articulation plays, the better articulation you have in your transmission. Roger?
Okie dokie. Well, I'll tell you what, the last time that we did this, I was running a lot less power, so more than likely with the punch and power, it just makes things sound a little bit easier to figure out, because I think we had set that last time around at either 1 or 2, and so with it set up a little bit higher, maybe I can punch through a little bit better there. Roger?
Yes, sir. Now, usually a power amp doesn't really affect the audio spectrum much. But I would just wonder if when we set it up last, you might have been using the hand mic. How about that?
Well, no, I've had the Heil mic. I guess, I maybe had the radio itself about 3 months, and then I bought the Heil mic. So I've had it since 19, someplace in 19. I think in November of 19. There, Roger?
Roger that, because that hand mic does such a wonder with the 7300. It's a electret hand mic, and it just shows that radio off, just beautiful. I tell folks, when they pull the hand mic and put another mic on there, they're going to have to EQ quite a bit to match the quality of that 7300 stock hand mic. Roger?
Oh yeah, you're not a kidding, boy. I mean to tell you, I almost shed a tear when I changed off that hand mic. It sounded so good. Boy, they just really did a good job. With ICOM, they really did a good job on that hand mic, matching that up to the 7300. And you know exactly what I mean. But I went with the boom mic because I wanted to keep my hands free, and I'm on a foot switch. Last time when I talked to you, which was 10 or 11 months ago, I think I was running Vox at the time, too. now I've gotten in the habit of the foot switch. But hey, listen, Jim, I'm taking up valuable time from people that really need to have something, fixed up for them. So, and maybe Joe's back on, the air. So I should turn you loose. But thank you so much. And I did want to say hi. It's been 10 months or so. And hey, listen, with the trouble, I think it'll help me out quite a bit. And I sure appreciate it. But thanks, Jim. And I hope we've given Joe enough time to get things back into business. All righty. Hey, listen, KC9VKV, enjoyed it immensely, and we'll look for you on YouTube too. So, we'll catch you a little bit later. This is N0NJ in the heart of North Central Missouri, and we'll get back on the side. And thank you, Jim. I appreciate it.
Roger, Jay. I had a chance to use my, I'm running 3 10-foot vertical magnetic loops, and I had a chance to, there was an individual that was tuning up, and I had a chance to get into my loops and just null that very well. So there you go. That's the beauty of the loops. I'm trying to run them as scanners now, rather than trying to, there's 2 of those 10-foot vertical mag loops that have rotors. And so I can rotate them, but I'm trying to run them now as in a scanner situation. So one's at 0 degrees, one's at 90 degrees, and one's at 143 degrees. So I'm just using them into my antenna switcher as in a scanner situation. Well, Jay, 73, sir, man, it sounds good now. I think that re-EQ will help you out as far as the enunciation, and will help you cut on heavy QRM and all kinds of bad situations. It's one thing when you have no problem with your signal, but the more beat up your signal gets at the receive point, the more important one needs to place on the articulation. So 73J, and we'll catch you later. Thanks for dropping by. And again, we have recorded this, and we'll be putting it up on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, along with today's date 9/24/21, will take you directly to this recording. 73J. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
WA8OPR, WA8OPR.
OPR, come back with your call sign again, slowly, phonetically, please.
Okay, Jim. KC9VKV, Whiskey, Able 8, Ocean, Papa, Radio. WA8OPR, over.
Roger, and what's the name there? I know the call. What's the name?
Terry, Jim. You helped me out a number of times. We're running a different rig today. ICOM 7300, homebrew brick amplifier, 400 watts, 170 foot end fed. ICOM 7000, about 400. And you just have a superb signal in here, but was having some problems with feedback. I wanted to see if everything was okay. KC9VKV, over.
Clean signal here, no feedback, and your power amp is doing that cutoff between words, and so you were actually getting feedback, audio feedback, Roger?
Yeah, I think it was. The amplifier sometimes is a little sensitive. Hold on.
Oh, it's doing a fine job. I just was commenting that I had heard that before the last time we spoke, and so I knew what it was this time.
You doubled?
Yes, Terry, I said I copied the mail before with that amplifier, so I'm familiar with it, the way it mutes between the words, Roger.
Okay, Jim, got it. All right, well, listen, they're stacked up to talk to you. Appreciate the feedback, though, very much, and give me a similar report before you leave, but you're over here, Jim.
Roger, well, let's see where I am here. I'm on my local antenna, so you are about 12 dB over my noise level. 12 dB above my noise level. Roger?
Thank you, sir. Okay. Great service you provide, Jim. 7 threes to you.
Roger, Terry. And you might have had a better adjustment the first time you came in as to the adjustment you have now as far as the amplifier turning on, Roger?
Yeah, a little sensitive. Whack it down, that should help. All right. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. Back to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Great sound there. 73, sir. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. Hey, Terry, where are you located, sir, before we go?
Farmington, Michigan, suburb of Detroit.
Thank you, Terry. 73, sir. Have a great afternoon and a beautiful weekend. And this is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Victor Echo 3, Papa, Charlie, Papa, Charlie, Papa.
Papa, Charlie, Papa, up there in that cold weather. What's going on up that way, sir?
Yeah, very good afternoon, Jim. Well, it's not too bad here today. It's about, 15 or 16 Celsius, so it's not too bad. About, 15 or 16 Celsius, not too bad. I got my TS850 back from the repair shop, and it's all been refreshed, recapped a couple of boards, and put a new board in the ALC circuit, and I did a few other adjustments, so just wondering how it sounds down your way today. KC9VKV V3PCP.
Roger, sounds maybe just a little too fat. You might want to check your compressor. We only want to use about a 3 on that compressor processor. Otherwise it gets real, it's trying to suck up too much. So a 3 will do nicely there, Roger.
Suck up too much, so a 3 will do nicely there, Roger. Yeah, QSO, I'm actually setting at 2, so it may be a little bit fat yet. I'm not quite sure. I am running the amplifier this afternoon, so I'm hitting it fairly hard. Let me back the processor down just a little bit there, and see if that makes a difference.
Roger, let's do it the other way. I think what's happening is you are hot into your ALC. Double check your ALC level. We're looking for mid-scale to 2/3, Roger.
ALC level. I'm looking for mid-scale to 2/3, Roger. Yeah, QSO, okay, I turned the mic gain down a little bit there. I'd like to try it with and without the processor as well, so that's with the processor on it too, and I did turn the mic gain down a little bit, so maybe backed it off a little bit. QSO.
Yeah, I think what it was, you were hot into your ALC, and a lot of times ALC will just sound like a hot compressor because it's limiting. When your ALC meter is showing the output of your limiter, and so what you want to do is be sure and keep that ALC mid-scale to 2/3. The compressor processor is just a token amount there at a 3, and just works beautifully between the compressor at a 3 and the ALC mid-scale to 2/3. Then you will be at 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% peak modulation. If you go hotter than that, fatter than that, your words start to blur.
If you go hotter than that, fatter than that, your words start to blur. Thank you, that's all very good. Yeah, I'm actually not seeing much deflection on the ALC meter at all. This particular rig, when you run the processor, it doesn't really give you a true reading on the ALC meter for whatever reason, but I can tell by the activity on the power meter where it's at. But so this is with the processor on. I'm going to shut the processor off. I'm going to give you a count first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Processor on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Processor off. QSO.
Wow, man, that processor's crazy. And you say that was at a 3 or 2, or it sounds like it's about at an 8. It really is a heavy hand there. I think I would leave the processor off for right now, Roger.
I think I would leave the processor off for right now, Roger. Okay, very good. The processor is off, and seeing that I got a fair bit of ALC activity when the processor's off, so I'll back that down a little bit again. And I know that Using remote hams here, it seems to process the audio quite a bit as well, so maybe I don't need to have the processor on the radio as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's, you're going through more electronics than most people dream about. So, and each stage of that process it has an effect on the dynamic range. So I think you're right. When you're running in that configuration, I would leave the processor off. And I wanted to also let you know, that your audio is very mid-rangey, upper mids, not much bass at all. As long as you know that, Roger.
Bass at all. As long as you know that, Roger.
Okay, QSO. Like I said, I do have an equalizer on the Windows 10 machine here, and I'll just open it up here. And right now I'm showing, I've got my bass all the way up to 15, and it goes down on a sliding scale. And then the top goes down at about a 5, and then the top end goes up to about 13. So I don't know how much more I can put in the bottom end. I can maybe I'll move the 124 up a little bit. There, the 124 is up a little bit. And there's the 62 hertz up a little bit. And I'll turn the 250 up a little bit more and see if that makes a difference. How's that sound, V3?
Yes, sir. You're getting a lot better bottom end now, and you will start sounding louder. Even though a lot of folks think if you just do those upper mids, you're going to be loudest. That not is always true. A good frequency response range sometimes sounds loudest, but that what you were doing there as far as the lower end really, in my ears, really helped a great deal, Roger.
As far as the lower end really, in my ears, really helped a great deal, Roger.
Okay, QSO, yeah, I tweaked them there a little bit more, and hopefully that'll work all right. But as you said, there's a lot of devices in the audio chain here. Excuse me, I've got the computer, of course, and RC Forbes remote hams software is going through, and I have the equalizer in line that shapes the audio transmit and receive, and I guess it all tends to make a difference for sure. And I'm recording this session right now too, and I'll post it to my YouTube channel later on so you can hear what you sound like over the air, QSO.
I appreciate that. Now, just out of curiosity, what radio are you running?
Just out of curiosity, what radio are you running?
I'm running a Kenwood TS850. It's an older Kenwood rig, but one of the better older rigs. And like I say, I just got it back. I hid it away at a electronic repair shop that does amateur radios, and he recapped the DDS and carrier boards and replaced a DC to DC board in the ALC circuit, because that's a known issue with these rigs, and did a few other little tweaks and bumped the output up to 125 watts from 100, but I've got it turned down right now because I'm feeding the amplifier. So yeah, it's back to working just like new again, QSO.
Roger. Now, you're going through a relay situation now, Roger?
You're going through a relay situation now, Roger?
Okay, I have a server on the PC that runs the rig. It's an RC Forbes server, so it's a remote ham server. And then I'm using the RC Forbes client on the same PC to access the server. So it's kind of going out through the internet and back in through the server and into the rig. And then I have audio connections from the PC directly into the rig with DC blocking capacitors and attenuating resistors and that sort of thing. So.
Roger. Just out of curiosity, what if you know what value your blocking capacitors are?
What if you know what value your blocking capacitors are?
The blocking capacitors are 2.2 microfarad, I believe.
You might be better off with a heavier capacitor. Would allow a better low frequency response, like maybe an 8 7.5, something a little heavier. Those tend to roll off low frequencies pretty much, Roger.
Tend to roll off low frequencies pretty much, Roger.
Yeah, QSO, very much like a crossover for a tweeter. Yep, understood. Originally I made these cables up for running digital mode, so wasn't too concerned about the the roll-off frequencies and so forth of the audio. So you're right, but I probably could bump those up to a little bit bigger. I'll have to order some more capacitors and make that change, QSO.
Roger. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're just communicating in a emergency situation, get the word down, the world's blowing up, you're fine exactly where you are because your words cut and are easy to understand. On the other hand, if you might want to try to mellow it out just a little bit, I would think about increasing the value of those blocking capacitors.
I would think about increasing the value of those blocking capacitors.
Yeah, okay, very good. I just bumped the mid-range up a little bit more again. I don't know whether you noticed any difference or not this time around. It's very, very subtle. I mean, I can hear the difference a bit on receive when I change it, but, of course, that's the frequency response may be a little bit different on transmit as well, QSO.
Roger. Now, if I were going to EQ that for pleasantness to the ear, I would start at 1K minus 6 or 7, 2 down minus 5, and I would just look at that thing as a reverse smile on the EQ pattern, like on a 10-band EQ, just a reverse, an actual smile, with 1K being the bottom part of the smile, and up from either side of that, Roger, like a notch filter.
Up from either side of that, Roger, like a notch filter.
Okay, QSO, I dropped the, and you'll see on the recording when I send you the link to it, because I'm using OBS software to record it, so you'll see what's on the screen. But so I dropped down the EQ for the 1K and I dropped them down. So it kind of goes it's highest at the bottom end, 31 hertz, and then it kind of goes down on a downhill slope towards 2K QSO.
Roger. Now, I've got a new board up on the right-hand side. It's an audio input board, and above that is a antenna input board display, 6 lights on each display. And you'll notice that when I go to the Virginia SDR, that frequency response from that SDR is very good, down to like 100 cycles. So you'll notice an EQ difference when I'm running the Virginia SDR versus the other SDRs. The other SDRs are kind of rolling out there about 250 cycles. Roger?
I'm rolling out there about 250 cycles. Roger?
Yeah, okay, very good. All right, I look forward to seeing it on YouTube once you get it uploaded and see what it looks like, and we hopefully can keep going. But I'm glad that you mentioned the blocking capacitors. I never really thought too much about that, and I should maybe get some 5 or some 7.5 microfarad tantalums and swap them out. I have them right. They're right in the cord. They're very small tantalum capacitors, so they're kind of right in the cord inside of some heat shrink on the cord, as well as the attenuating resistors. I have a 2.2K in series and then a 2.2K in parallel on the mic inputs, just to kind of balance out the impedance a little bit. But so far they work pretty well. But again, it's a work in process, and that's what the hobby's all about, QSO.
Roger. Now those are non-polarized capacitors, Roger?
Roger. Now those are non-polarized capacitors, Roger?
Yeah, QSO, they're non-polarized tantalum capacitor.
Roger. Well, I would think about paralleling those. Paralleling the ones that are there with the other ones and see what that does. Just parallel the ones that are there, Roger?
And see what that does. Just parallel the ones that are there, Roger?
Yeah, Yeah, QSO. I think I've got a few more here. I can put a couple in parallel and increase the capacitance a bit. See if it makes a difference, and we'll go from there. Anyway, Jim, we've tied up, I think, enough of your time this afternoon. I really appreciate the time spent, and we'll look forward to listening to the recording once you get it posted up. So 7-3 for this afternoon, and have a great weekend. KC9VKV, V3PCP.
Roger, sir. 73 that way, sir. And I love those little jumper cables. You know, they're like a foot long with alligator clips on either side. You can just do so much stuff really quickly, just, tapping them in and, clipping them in and with the components on the other end. Just do it real quick for checks. All right, 73 out that way in cold country. Stay warm. We'll catch you later. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. My name is Jim, Juliet India Mike. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Juliet India Mike. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Charlie 4, dead echo call.
Kilo Charlie 4 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Kilo Charlie 4 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Kilo Charlie 4, Zulu, Echo.
Okay, missing the last part. Zulu, what's the last?
Okay, missing the last part. Zulu, what's the last?
Echo.
Zulu, Echo. Roger, what's the name there?
Zulu, Echo. Roger, what's the name there?
Name is Tommy. Fluffy, in North Carolina.
Roger, was that Tom? Roger?
Roger, was that Tom, Roger?
Roger. I am Jamestown, North Carolina.
Hi, Tom. Yeah, I got to tell you, man, your audio is really messed up. Your audio is extremely distorted, only catching about a third of the words. Each word, only catching about a third of it. It is definitely a nonlinearity in your audio, Roger.
Definitely a nonlinearity in your audio, Roger.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but you might check it out. It sounds like there may be a bias situation. All I'm hearing is the peaks of each word. I don't hear the beginning of the word. Roger?
The peaks of each word. I don't hear the beginning of the word. Roger?
Roger. I'll keep it at you are ready. You are.
Yeah, Tom, let me say 73, buddy. I'll let you work on that. You are almost indecipherable. You would make a good, what is that, alphabet soup where they need to maintain deniability, and they say, if you can understand just every third word, you have deniability. NASA, one of those groups. But you might want to work on that, sir. That'll help your audio out a great deal. Just square that up, Roger.
That'll help your audio out a great deal. Just square that up, Roger.
Roger on hand. Sure, I'm going to get on working up but it's a few red marking out. 54 feet, 10%.
Yes, sir, Tom. And if you want to hear what that's doing, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 9/24/21, on a YouTube search, then you can hear it. It'll give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. We usually do it by tomorrow noontime or so, but we do give ourselves 48 hours on the outside. Roger?
Ourselves 48 hours on the outside. Roger?
Roger on hand. Try to put the broadcast. Maybe the power management end up on the good airport. Over.
If you say so. I couldn't understand any of that, but let me say 73, Tom, and I'll let you work on that. I'm sure you'll find it, the problem real quick. This is a KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Hello, Niner, India Delta, mobile.
I heard a Mobile out there. Mobile, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
Out there, Mobile, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
I did hear, I thought, a Mobile out there. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If there's a mobile out there, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
If there's a mobile out there, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign. Sure, mobile, Kilo 9er, India, Delta, K9ID.
K9I something, K9I, what's your call sign, slowly phonetically, please?
What's your call sign, slowly phonetically, please? Yeah, Kilo 9er, India, Denmark, K9ID.
K9ID. This is KC9VKV. In QSO with K9ID Mobiles. And what's the name and where are you, sir?
ID Mobiles. And what's the name and where are you, sir? Name is Ron, Roger RADIOLAND. We're in Tennessee, heading toward the Sevierville Hamfest tomorrow. And running an ancient ICOM 735 with a Heil headset and a Tar Heel antenna, just 100 watts to Tar Heel on the back of the minivan. Go ahead.
Roger. Now, just out of curiosity, was there other audio in your vehicle when you were talking? I was hearing another station, I thought, but come to think of it, it might have been interior audio that was getting into your audio transmission, Roger?
An interior audio that was getting into your audio transmission, Roger? There was my wife talking on her cell phone. Is it gone now?
Seems pretty clear, but you know, your mic gain could stand to come down just a little bit. I think your mic gain is too hot, and it sounds a little distorted and pushed, Roger.
Too hot, and it sounds a little distorted and pushed, Roger. All right, let me take it down a little bit. It's not the easiest thing to do while I'm driving, but I just took the audio down a little bit. How's that?
I think that's better now. Whereabouts are you headed, sir?
I think that's better now. Whereabouts are you headed, sir? We are headed to Sevierville, Tennessee, which, according to the south, and we're going to get set up for tomorrow's Hamfest. Go ahead.
Roger. Now, are you taking gear there? You got a load of, a load of gear you're going to sell, Roger?
You got a load of, a load of gear you're going to sell, Roger? No, we got a load of name badges and call sign hats. We got a load of baseball caps and a
Go ahead. Roger that. I was just looking to find a better path for our QSO there, and obviously my fingers are hitting other things, and other things are happening other than what I wanted to happen. You know, it's, gosh, computer, I think I've gotten back into control. Now I hit one switch and the screen went down to micro, mini, small size, so I got it back now. And I've got my Georgia SDR back up. I tried to copy your transmission on the Georgia SDR, but you're mostly in Milford or in the Pennsylvania SDR, Roger?
In Milford or in the Pennsylvania SDR, Roger? Oh, okay. I didn't know you were listening on an SDR, but that makes sense. If you're listening on a remote SDR, after I stop talking, there seems to delay, there seems to be you return, but that's a good indication that you're operating remote on a connection that's got a little bit of a lag. Now that the other audio in the car isn't behind me, how's this thing sounding?
Yeah, it sounds a lot better. I was thinking, and that's why I was trying to be so clear on whom I was speaking with in the beginning of our transmission, because it was like somebody was still out there talking. But it's amazing. See that, your mic must have been up a little warm to be able to pick up your passenger that way. That's the best way I could say that. But anyway, I am copying you on the Pennsylvania SDR, and your audio sounds really good. Roger.
SDR, and your audio sounds really good. Roger. Yeah, okay. It's what can I say? It's an old radio and inexpensive headset, and a pretty good antenna.
Roger. Now, on the headset, we do recommend that you run that boom out just as far as you can get and then make a 90. But I maybe shouldn't say that, because when you're in a mobile, all bets are off as far as comparing a mobile to a home shack, because you have a certain amount of ambient noise that you're going to have to contend with. So like running a compressor, running hotter audio in the mic, sometimes is detrimental, because it does suck up a lot of ambient noise in your mobile. Roger?
To suck up a lot of ambient noise in your mobile. Roger? Yeah, I do not run the compressor. This thing has a compressor button. I mean, it's a little button just marked COMP. And I got to tell you, if I hit it, you're probably going to be able to hear, cats meowing in the next county. I'm just going to turn it on for a second here. All right, I just hit the compressor button, and you're probably, you're hearing my GPS talking to me in the background, and you're probably hearing my shoes scrape across the gas pedal. And now I got the compressor back off, and it probably sounds a little more normal. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you don't want that compressor on. It's fine without the compressor. You're doing a really good job. Your dynamic range looks to be about 2.5 dB, which might be indicative that you might be moving hot into your ALC. But it sounds good. You might pull back on your mic just a tad, just a skosh. And you're right. You don't need the compressor, Roger.
Tad, just a skosh. And you're right. You don't need the compressor, Roger. All right. You never know what's going on when you're mobile. It's always a crapshoot.
Roger. Well, yeah, it's just a matter of keeping the crap at the right level, Roger.
Right. It's just a matter of keeping the crap at the right level, Roger. Yeah. That's exactly right.
Roger, Ron. Well, geez, I hope you are successful in all the merchandise that you're going to be selling this, or raffling this, or what?
You're going to be selling this, or raffling this, or what? No, we're going to be selling it. We bring a whole lot of baseball caps, and we bring a stitching machine, and you tell us what your call sign is, and we stitch it right onto the front of the cap.
Oh, Roger. Now that's what she does. What do you do?
Roger. Now that's what she does. What do you do? Well, we both do everything.
I'm kidding. It's nice to have a wife that's inclined to be interested in the same thing you are, Roger.
Inclined to be interested in the same thing you are, Roger. Yeah, well, this is really just an outgrowth of our commercial embroidery business. We also do name badges. We got a bunch of ham radio themed T-shirts that we sell. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them are pretty funny. We try to inject a little humor in it. We got a T-shirt with a shorted resistor on it, and it says "Resistance is futile." We've got one that's got a radio with its dial way down at the bottom of the band, and it says "I've got friends in," and then the picture of that radio places. So I've got. We've got a T-shirt where we've got a ginormous antenna. With a ginormous antenna. and the caption is simply, "Can you hear me now?" So, you know, we know what the ham market's looking for. This is K9ID.
Roger, Roger. Well, that's the whole secret, man. If you know what that is and you've got the ability to give it, then you're gonna do well, Roger.
To give it, then you're gonna do well, Roger. Well, we hope so. Meanwhile, we're off the highway and we're onto the surface street, so I got to pay a little more attention to my navigating to where I'm going. So I'm going to say 73. Thank you very much for the signal report, for giving me a little guidance on how to get the audio set properly. If you're hearing, obviously I'm using Fox with the headset, so you may be hearing a little bit of in and out, but that goes with the territory. This is Kilo 9er, India Delta. Tennessee.
Roger, Roger, Ron. Well, I think we're about to run out of conditions anyway, so let me say 73 down that way, sir, and it was good talking at you. Incidentally, I have been recording our conversation. This is the QSO-VLOG net. We record live from 3:30 till 5, and then post it up on YouTube. So what you would do would be go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. That would take you to our QSO-VLOG page, and then you want to put the date in there too. KC9VKV followed by today's date 9/24/21, and that will take you to this recording. Roger, Roger.
And that will take you to this recording. Roger, Roger. Yeah, okay, 73, and we'll catch you later. This is K9ID Mobile.
Roger, this is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net, and we have time for just about one more, about 3 minutes till 5. At 5 o'clock, we turn into a pumpkin, so we got to get out of here fairly quickly. So if there's somebody who wants to check out their radio, give me a shout. There was a station out there, fairly weak station, comeback station with your call sign again. The station calling you are right at my noise level. You are actually under my noise level. You're actually under Milford, PA, SDR's noise level. I don't have a copy on any of my other SDRs or my local antenna, so the only antenna that I can barely hear you on is the Pennsylvania SDR, and you are at their noise level, just right at their noise level. So I guess we'll say 73. Maybe if you try next Friday afternoon, maybe we'll have better conditions. But right now, you're, I can't copy you very well. Roger, Roger.
I can't copy you very well. Roger, Roger. Well, thank you so much for...
There's no chance of me making it any other day, so Alpha 3 Lima Charlie. I'll try maybe. Who knows when.
Wait just a minute. Eureka! I found a new path. Don't go. Come back with your call sign again, please, sir.
Yeah, sure. It's Alpha 3 Lima Charlie, and I just cranked it all the way up to 1,500 watts sitting here in the truck. So I don't know. That's all I can do, my friend.
Yes, sir. Well, I've got you on my local antenna, of all things. I don't know why I went through there before, but I didn't copy you. So what's the name and where are you located, sir?
Oh, Roger, Jim. The name here is Jeremy, and I'm located right in a town called Enola, Pennsylvania, just west of Harrisburg.
Amazing. Just a beautiful copy on you. Now I've got you on my 134-degree loop. I'm going to look around. If you would, why don't you give me about 10 seconds or 15 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, and let me run through my local antennas, Roger?
Roger. Kilo Charlie 9 of Victor Kilo Victor. This is Alpha 3 Lima Charlie Mobile. I do have a screwdriver antenna on an F350, and I have been spending many months over the past half a year working on perfecting what I can in the mobile. It's a long, drawn-out process, but I think I've got it to where I want it. And my latest nonsense project was legal limit in the mobile. So if you look at my QRZ page, you'll see some of the fun experimentation that I've been able to do. And it's been a fun project. So Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. This is Alpha Alpha 3 Lima Charlie Mole. Back to you.
Yes, sir. I've got you on my 134-degree, 10-foot vertical magnetic loop. You're giving me about a 20 over. And just beautiful. Now I will give you a suggestion on how to work that mic. Do not work directly into that mic. Pull it to the side of your lips. Pull it to the side of your lips and talk across it. Roger?
Roger, roger. That's typically how it's done, but I was adjusting things here. Does this sound any better to you?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Lost a lot of mouth noises. Sometimes the mouth noises were at the same level as your words, Roger.
Roger, roger. Well, thank you for the feedback there. I haven't spent much time adjusting audio, but that'll be one of my next steps. Go ahead.
Roger. You wouldn't happen to have a pad and pencil there, would you?
Well, I'm sitting in the driveway right now, and I have a phone in my hands and a notepad, if that would work well for what you're anticipating giving me information on next.
Yes, sir. Your dynamic range is somewhere around 8 dB. We want to fatten that up to about a 3 dB dynamic range, and the way we do that is to engage your mobile, so forget the compressor. Set your ALC for mid-scale to 2/3 operation. Now you would go to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, to get that ALC meter up where you can see what it's reading, you want to adjust it for mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Roger, let me see if I can do that. 1 second. All right, well, all I have control over, I have the FTDX10 here, and I can adjust the mic gain. So this is the mic gain, but not the ALC. So let me see if there's something I could change. This is 15% mic gain. Does that make a difference?
Well, the ALC is fixed. There's nothing you can adjust on the ALC. That's a meter that's reading the output of your limiter, which you can't even adjust your limiter. But you can adjust that ALC level by way of your mic gain control. So I can see your audio curve here, and I'm looking for 3 dB dynamic range. So why don't you bring your mic level up and let me see where it goes here.
All right, I brought the mic up to 20%, and I can adjust my AMC level. It's at 50% right now, and this would be around 25%. I don't know if 25% changes anything at all. Go ahead.
Roger, you could go up a little bit more. Now, like I say, you can't adjust your ALC. That's a fixed level. The only way you can make it change the reading of that ALC is through your mic gain control. Roger?
Roger, roger. Well, the AMC control, did that make a difference, like you said? This is 25 now, and I can bring it up to 30. Did that improve the dynamic range, tighten it up a bit?
Yeah, keep working to the side of your corner of your lips, though. Roger, roger?
Roger, roger. All right. Well, tell me what to adjust, and I'll try it, my friend.
All right, where are you now on your mic level control?
All right, the AMC control is what I'm dealing with right now. Is that what you want me to be adjusting?
Your ALC, automatic level control. Roger, roger? And you are adjusting that by way of your mic gain control. That's the only way you can adjust your ALC level is through your mic gain control. Roger?
Roger, roger. Well, the mic gain is at 20% right now. Would you like me to go up or down?
Take it up to about 35.
Roger, roger. The mic gain is now at about 35.
Just out of curiosity, let's take it up to 50 and see what happens.
All right, roger, roger. The mic gain is up to 50 right now.
And tell me about the thing you like best about your radio for about 10 seconds.
All right, well, the thing I like best is that I don't actually have to hunt for buttons. They're right there. So most of the stuff that I'm dealing with is right at my fingertips. And in a mobile, that's very helpful, especially when I'm quite frequently competing with base stations and trying to pull out weak stuff. They got all the fancy stuff here, and I've enjoyed it. Go ahead.
Roger, sounds good to me. And you're not too fat. You're just fine. Do you have access to your equalization page?
I do, and I've adjusted that before, just not recently. It's actually all turned off now. So if you have the scope to see it, I'll tweak some stuff for you.
I've got the ear, sir. Bring it online. Is it a 3-band, 4-band, 8-band? What is it?
It's a 3-band parametric. I'm not going to use compression since I'm always mobile, but I can adjust the regular stuff.
All right. We don't need to change the shape of the EQ, just the intensity of it. At your treble EQ, what is the reading intensity-wise at the moment?
All right, right now my parametrics are all off. So I have EQ1 frequency is off, but my range is 100 hertz to 700 hertz, and the level is 5, so nothing's on right now.
All right, let's go to the top, your treble control.
Okay, let me go up to the top here. So my EQ3 frequency is off right now, and I can go all the way up to anywhere between 1800 to 3200 hertz. Right.
Do 26, 2.6K plus 6. 2.6K plus 6. Same envelope. Don't change the shape.
Roger. The shape is the same. The parametric bandwidth is 10, and it's 26, and the EQ level is now up to 6.
All right. What's your maximum capability on the EQ range?
The bandwidth goes from 10 all the way down to 0. This is 0, and this is up to 10.
The level, intensity, is it plus 10, plus 15?
It goes all the way up to 10. This is level 10.
All right, take it up to about an 8. We're trying to get some articulation going in the audio. Roger?
Roger. Are you seeing any change? Is it turned on?
It doesn't seem to be as much as it could. Do you have an on-off switch, and you might be able to AV on and off?
I just turned the mic EQ on now.
Sounding better. And so you're at plus what on the treble?
So on the treble, it's 2600 hertz, level 8.
All right, I pulled it down to 2400, same level.
All right, this is 2400, about the same level.
Alrighty, and that's a plus what?
That's 8.
And 10's max?
I'm sorry, the bandwidth is listed as 0 to 10, and I'm on 10 right now.
I think that's done a whole lot better. What is your mid-range is flat, Roger?
Roger, mid-range is off.
Yeah, and your bottom is off?
Bottom is also off.
Okay, drop it down to 22, and looking for a little more edge than what you've got.
All right, this is 22, level 8.
All right, so take it to 10, plus 10.
All right, this is EQ level 10 at 2200 hertz.
All right, take it back to 24.
All right, we have 24.
All right, and then tell me about your antenna system again.
All right, well, this is a Scorpion SA680. I'm going to back the power down now because I don't want to cook the antenna. So I know it can handle legal limit, but for how long, I don't want to find out.
Roger, looking at your audio on the spectrum analyzer, you're looking really well on my local antenna. That's one of the reasons I wanted to use my local receive, because the SDRs do tend to roll off at about 250 cycles, but we're flat down to 100 cycles, so I'm seeing your audio, and it's just a nice curve down there. It's not excessive, but it's a fairly broad audio curve. Roger?
Roger, roger. Well, this is I turned it down to about 1 kilowatt, so hopefully this is enough to see pretty easily. And it looks good. Is it within what range you were saying you were looking for, the 3 dB dynamic range?
Yes, and I would like a little more top. Now, you must be running a dynamic microphone. Is that Roger?
I do not know. It's a stock microphone, so very well could be.
Roger, I would suggest, if you get a chance, put a electret condenser mic on that radio. We'll brighten up the upper end considerably, and articulation, clarity, and all that's in the upper audio registers. Roger?
Oh, roger, roger. Well, I was talking with a friend the other day on the radio, and that's one of his suggestions as well, along with lots of other fancy equipment that I'll have to look into. But Well, good deal. If it looks good to you, I'll have to take a screenshot of these settings so I don't lose them again. Back to you.
Roger, Roger. And like I say, we have been recording this, so if you want to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, that's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, along with today's date, 9/24/21, it will take you directly to this recording, and so you can hear our workings on your radio. Roger.
Roger, Roger, Jim. Well, thank you so much for all your help. I appreciate the time, and it's been an enjoyable experience. I'm going to stay 73s here and run inside and make some evening plans myself.
Roger, Roger, sir. 73, sir, and thanks for dropping by. If you get a chance, join us next Friday. We'll appreciate it. You have a great afternoon, a beautiful weekend. And with that, it's 5:10, so we've been a pumpkin for 10 minutes. We got to get out of here. We have to return this frequency back to normal amateur radio use for sure, and we're going to go bye-bye. This is KC9 VKV, clear.
73s, buddy.